You worry too much. About things you can't control. About opinions that don't matter. About futures that haven't even happened. You're carrying weight that was never yours to begin with. You're overthinking your moves, your words, your worth, and it's killing your power. Let me tell you something. This isn't advice. This is a reset, a mental purge. You were not built to hesitate. You were not born to second guess. You are not here to live on your knees, questioning every step you take. That's not who you are. That's who you've become. You're drowning in noise, expectations, pressure, fear. You're scrolling past your purpose, waiting for permission to believe in yourself. You wake up already doubting. You sleep without peace. That ends now. No more waiting. No more worrying. No more apologizing for the fire that lives inside you. Because here's the truth. Nobody is coming to believe in you. Nobody is coming to hold your hand. Nobody is going to silence the chaos in your mind, but you. Mike Tyson didn't become the most feared fighter on earth because he asked for confidence. He became who he was because he commanded it, from the inside out. Every swing he threw, it wasn't just a punch. It was a declaration. I'm not afraid. I'm not asking. I'm not waiting. And that's the shift you need right now. Stop shrinking. Stop hesitating. You are not here to survive. You are here to dominate. Every thought, every fear, every single day. You don't need more time. You need more truth. And the truth is simple. You've already got everything it takes, but your mind is standing in the way. So today we train the mind. Today we kill the worry. Today we start the war inside. Because it's not about motivation. It's about identity. And identity is forged in fire. I don't chase peace. I become it. I don't ask for power. I awaken it. You worry too much. About things you can't control. About opinions that don't matter. About futures that haven't even happened. You're carrying weight that was never yours to begin with. You're overthinking your moves, your words, your worth, and it's killing your power. Let me tell you something. This isn't advice. This is a reset, a mental purge. You were not built to hesitate. You were not born to second guess. You are not here to live on your knees, questioning every step you take. That's not who you are. That's who you've become. You're drowning in noise, expectations, pressure, fear. You're scrolling past your purpose, waiting for permission to believe in yourself. You wake up already doubting. You sleep without peace. That ends now. No more waiting, no more worrying, no more apologizing for the fire that lives inside you. Because here's the truth. Nobody is coming to believe in you. Nobody is coming to hold your hand. Nobody is going to silence the chaos in your mind but you. Mike Tyson didn't become the most feared fighter on earth because he asked for confidence. He became who he was because he commanded it, from the inside out. Every swing he threw, it wasn't just a punch, it was a declaration. I'm not afraid. I'm not asking. I'm not waiting. And that's the shift you need right now. Stop shrinking. Stop hesitating. You are not here to survive. You are here to dominate. Every thought, every fear, every single day. You don't need more time. You need more truth. And the truth is simple. You've already got everything it takes, but your mind is standing in the way. So today, we train the mind. Today, we kill the worry. Today, we start the war inside. Because it's not about motivation, it's about identity. And identity is forged in fire. I don't chase peace. I become it. I don't ask for power. I awaken it. You want to stop worrying? Learn how to fight. Not just with your fists, with your mind. That's how Mike Tyson trained. That's how he became more than a fighter. He became a storm, and that storm started in his thoughts. He didn't hope to be great. He decided to be dangerous. Every day, every second. No room for fear, no room for doubt. You can't afford hesitation when your life is a ring. You want confidence? Then kill the part of you that needs to feel safe. Confidence is not born in calm. It's forged in chaos. Tyson's mind wasn't a place of peace. It was a battlefield, and he trained in it. He didn't train to relax. He trained to destroy every thought that told him he wasn't enough. That's the fight you need right now. You want clarity? Then step into the fire. You want strength? Then embrace the silence when nobody believes in you. Mike said it himself. He was a scared kid who became a killer through discipline, through repetition, through identity. He trained like an animal, but not because he hated peace, because he hated weakness. He hated the version of himself that flinched, that feared, that questioned. And every day he showed up to war, with himself, with his excuses, with his limits. He didn't become the best because of talent. He became the best because he murdered hesitation. That's what you need to do. You kill fear with preparation. You kill anxiety with discipline. You kill weakness with routine. You don't flinch. You don't wait. You don't ask. The fight starts before the world sees it. The fight is in the silence, in the 4 a.m. decisions, in the days where you're sore, tired, lonely, and you still show up. Worry can't live in a mind trained for war. Anxiety can't grow in a soul that breathes discipline. Mike Tyson didn't walk into the ring to prove something to the crowd. He walked in already convinced. He trained until doubt had no oxygen left. That's the mentality you need to build. You don't wait for confidence. You build it brick by brick, jab by jab, rep by rep. When you're alone, when it's cold, when you're broke, when you're forgotten, you train. Because power isn't given, it's earned through repetition. You say you want strength, but you avoid the struggle. You say you want peace, but you run from pain. You can't have both. You choose. Do you want comfort, or do you want command? Because real power, it doesn't shout. It shows up. It bleeds in training so it doesn't break in battle. You think Mike cared what people thought? He cared about one thing, being undeniable. And you become undeniable when you show up every damn day like your future depends on it. Because it does. Your mind is your weapon, but it's also your enemy. You either train it, or it trains you to lose. There is no middle ground. Either you dominate, or you decay. You train your fists to punch. You train your mind to believe. Belief is not a feeling. It's a pattern, a system, a fight. And every day you show up, you write that pattern deeper into your bones. You are not your fear. You are not your past. You are not your excuses. You are the man who gets back up. You are the man who doesn't blink when it hurts. You are the man who trains even when no one sees it. You fight, you focus, you finish. I don't shrink when it gets hard. I sharpen. I train my mind to serve, not to speak. There's a war inside you, right now. And it's louder than anything you'll ever face out there. The opponent isn't your boss. It's not your ex. It's not the world. It's the part of you that flinches, that hesitates, that whispers, maybe you're not enough. That voice lives inside your own mind, and it's dressed like a friend. It sounds like comfort, like caution, like logic, but it's poison. It's the version of you that keeps you small. It's the liar you've been listening to for years. You think the pain comes from failure? No. The real pain comes from knowing you betrayed your potential. You knew you had more, but you negotiated with the voice inside. Mike Tyson didn't negotiate. He executed. He knew there was a weak boy inside him, a boy who'd seen too much, felt too much, feared too much. But that version had to die. So the world champion version could rise. You've got the same decision to make. There's a version of you that wants to sleep in, wants to skip the workout, wants to stay average because it's safer than failing. That version is killing your greatness, one decision at a time. Kill him first. This isn't motivation. This is war. You're not losing because life is hard. You're losing because you're listening to the wrong voice. You've been feeding the weakness, feeding the fear, feeding the past. But the past is not your master unless you make it one. You've got to get brutal. Stop managing your emotions like they're royalty. Stop bowing to your moods. You are not your feelings. You are your focus. You think Tyson felt strong every day? No, but he trained anyway, because emotions lie. Discipline doesn't. There are two yous. One is soft, safe, scared. The other is a killer, focused, calm, unshakable. Only one survives, and you choose that with every action. Stop asking, how do I feel? Start asking, who do I want to become? And then bleed for it. Because greatness costs something. It costs comfort. It costs ease. It costs that fragile version of you that's afraid to be seen. You kill it in silence, in sweat, in the darkness where no one's clapping, where no one cares, where it's just you versus the weak voice, and you rip its throat out with action. You don't rise by accident, you rise by execution. You think your thoughts define you? They don't. Your actions do. Your rituals do. Your consistency does. And every time you act in spite of doubt, you bury the weaker self a little deeper. You don't need motivation. You need a funeral. A funeral for your fear. A funeral for the boy who backed down. Let him go. You're not here to manage your anxiety. You're here to replace it with precision. You're not here to cope with doubt. You're here to crush it with discipline. And discipline doesn't come from mood. It comes from identity. You don't try to be a beast. You decide you are, and then you train like it's already done. Every battle inside is a doorway. You either walk through and rise, or you stay and rot. This is the war within. And the man who wins it doesn't wait for peace. He creates it. You've waited long enough. You've listened to weakness long enough. Now you act. Now you lead. Now you become. I bury fear with action. I silence doubt with routine. I fight the man inside until only the strong one remains. You want power? Step into the silence. Step away from the crowd. Step out of the noise. Because no one becomes unbreakable in comfort. You don't get stronger in applause. You get stronger in isolation. Mike Tyson didn't build his fire under lights. He built it in the dark. No audience, no followers, no validation. Just sweat, pain, stillness. And the voice inside that said, keep going. You're addicted to distractions. You check your phone for approval. You scroll for meaning. You chase validation like it's oxygen. But greatness suffocates in noise. If you can't be alone, you'll never be in control. If you need likes to believe, you'll break the moment they disappear. If you fear silence, it's because you haven't faced yourself. But the silence is where the transformation happens. It's where truth lives. It's where the weak version of you has nowhere to hide. Isolation isn't punishment. It's preparation. It's not loneliness. It's alignment. When Mike was young, he was separated from everything. People thought he was being punished. But what they didn't know is, that's where the monster was forming. He sat with the pain. He trained with the pain. He turned the pain into power. And that's what you must do. You want to change your life? Then step away from the noise, from the doubts, from the opinions. Turn the volume down on the world. Turn the volume up on your routine, on your grind, on your vision. You don't need a crowd. You need clarity. You don't need applause. You need obsession. The real work happens when no one's watching. When it's just you and the weight, just you and the mirror, just you and the schedule you refuse to break. Stop looking for support. Support is a crutch. When you train alone, you realize the only one you ever needed was already inside you. That's when the beast is born. You're not a product of your environment. You're a product of your standards, and your standards are revealed when no one's watching. What time do you get up when nobody's waiting? What work do you do when nobody's clapping? How deep do you go when the results don't come fast? That's where identity is built. Not in speed, in silence, not in reaction, in discipline, not in noise, in stillness. Tyson isolated himself to master the craft. He made himself a weapon. He didn't need the world to notice. He needed the enemy to feel it. You want to be felt? Then disappear for a season. Let them forget you. Let them laugh. Let them move on. While you evolve. while you build, while you train like it's already written. When you come back, you won't need to talk. Your presence will speak. Your results will roar. The lion doesn't announce his hunger. He stalks in silence. He moves with patience, and when he strikes, there's no warning. Be the lion. This world celebrates noise, but noise fades. Discipline doesn't. Noise distracts. Rituals rewire. Silence cuts through everything. You want to be a man of power? Then get comfortable in the dark. Get comfortable in the boredom. Get comfortable in your own mind. Because the world can't shake a man who's mastered the quiet. The storm can't move a man rooted in routine. The man who isolates himself to rise is the man they'll never see coming. I train when no one claps. I evolve where no one sees. In silence, I become unstoppable. They thought it was over. They saw the knockout. They counted you out. But they didn't understand. The fall was part of the design. Because men like you don't stay down. You don't fold. You rebuild. Mike Tyson fell hard. He lost it all. The titles, the money, the control. But he didn't vanish. He transformed. See, the comeback doesn't start when they believe in you. It starts when you do. When you look at the mirror and say, this isn't the end. This is the edge of something greater. Failure isn't the enemy. Quitting is. Failure is a signal, a mirror, a fire. It shows you what's weak, what's real, what must evolve. Mike faced demons darker than any opponent in the ring. Prison, addiction, shame. But none of those things broke him. Why? Because deep down, he knew something they didn't. He was built for more than titles. He was built for redemption. And so are you. Don't hide from the fall. Study it. Don't resent the pain. Use it. Don't fear the darkness. Train in it. You were never meant to be perfect. You were meant to be relentless. Everyone loves a winner. But who are you when you lose? When the crowd's gone? When the lights dim? When all you've got left is discipline and a broken dream? That's when you rise. You don't need motivation. You need fire in your gut. You need the kind of pain that doesn't crush you. It clarifies you. You think your past disqualifies you? No. Your past prepared you. Everything you faced was part of the blueprint. Every loss, every regret, every moment of shame. It wasn't failure. It was forging. But here's the truth. Comebacks aren't magic. They're math. You don't rise on feeling. You rise on formula. Discipline, silence, vision, repeat. That's the code. Show up. Bleed in silence. Rebuild your rituals. Stack your wins. Block out the noise. Own the grind. No shortcuts. No sympathy. No excuses. Tyson didn't apologize for falling. He didn't beg the world to understand. He walked back into the arena and made them feel his evolution. That's what you do now. They may not believe in you anymore. Good. Let that fuel you. They may doubt you. Good. Let them watch. Because you don't need anyone's permission to rise. You don't need forgiveness. You need precision. Sharpen your schedule. Sharpen your mindset. Sharpen your identity. Every comeback starts with a quiet decision. I'm not finished. Say it again. I'm not finished. One more time. I'm not finished. You're not your past. You're not your mistakes. You're not what they say. You're what you do next. The comeback isn't loud. It's slow. It's repetitive. It's sacred. It happens when no one claps, when no one calls, when no one posts. But you show up anyway. You become undeniable, unshakable, unseen, until the moment you're unstoppable. You don't need revenge. You need resurrection. You don't need attention. You need alignment. This is your code. This is your return. This is your redemption. I rise without noise. I rebuild without apology. The fall was training. The comeback is destiny. You want to transform? Then stop waiting for moments. Build rituals. Moments pass. emotions fade, but rituals shape identity. That's how beasts are made. Mike Tyson didn't become who he was because he felt inspired. He became a machine because he repeated the same savage actions every day with no emotion, no excuse, no negotiation. Wake up, train, focus, repeat, no debate, no drama, just discipline. You keep waiting to feel ready. He didn't wait. He acted. Because readiness is a lie, repetition is the truth. You want clarity? Then master your mornings. You want control? Then dominate your decisions before the world wakes up. No more snooze buttons, no more scrolling, no more mental fog. Every beast has rituals. Mental, physical, spiritual. Mike visualized his opponents before he stepped into the ring. He saw the knockout before it happened. That's not magic, that's mindset. Before the punches, there was the programming. He visualized destruction. You must visualize command. Every morning you wake up, you must see who you are becoming. Not just what you want, but who you need to be to earn it. And then act like it's already yours. You walk like him. You train like him. You think like him, until it becomes your new normal. Rituals build reputation, but more importantly, they build belief. You do it so many times you forget how to fail. You do it so long that doubt runs out of breath. You train your body, you train your mind, you train your energy, and it becomes sacred. You eat with purpose, you speak with purpose, you move with purpose. There is no wasted motion, no wasted thought. Tyson didn't talk about being great, he moved like it, even when no one saw him, especially then. The world thinks confidence is volume, but true confidence is precision. It's what you do consistently when no one's watching. Discipline is the most spiritual thing you can have. It's self-respect in motion. It's identity in action. The way you train is the way you live, and the way you live determines what you allow and what you don't. Gratitude is a ritual. You're not just grateful for what you have, you're grateful for the grind. You thank the pain, you thank the silence, you thank the test, because the test builds the man. You pray with your feet, you pray with your sweat, you pray by showing up when it's hard. Every rep, every lap, every cold morning, every uncomfortable choice is a prayer to the version of you that's waiting to rise. You think you need motivation? No, you need structure. You think you need support? No, you need standards. You keep repeating the same chaos and calling it life. But beasts repeat order. Beasts repeat focus. And eventually they become too sharp to stop. You journal your thoughts. You organize your goals. You eliminate what doesn't align. You protect your time like your life depends on it, because it does. The man with rituals doesn't need to force anything. He simply becomes it. He doesn't announce discipline. He embodies it. He doesn't shout goals. He executes routines. Your rituals are your roots, and the deeper the roots, the stronger the storm must be to break you. Tyson's hands were weapons, but his routine was the real weapon. And your routine will decide your fate. Build it. Bleed for it. Respect it. And in time, you'll become it. I move with routine. I rise with rhythm. I repeat power until I forget how to be weak. You made it this far, not because it was easy, but because something in you refused to quit. That part of you, that's who you really are. You've walked through doubt. You've faced your fears. You've stared down the weak voice inside and told it to shut up. That's not motivation. That's identity. You're not the man who overthinks. You're not the man who waits. You're not the man who hopes someone else saves him. You are the weapon. You are the answer. You are the reason your future will change. Mike Tyson once said, "I was scared to death, but I acted like I wasn't." That's what warriors do. They act on vision, not emotion. They walk like they've already won, and then they earn it. You've seen the map. Now you walk it. You isolate. You repeat. You train. You show up when it's cold, when it's quiet, when it's heavy. You move when no one tells you to. You push when no one watches. You endure when no one claps. That's not routine anymore. That's who you are. You don't need to become the beast. You already are. You think like him. You walk like him. You live like the man who's already conquered his excuses. Let the others keep scrolling. Let the others keep waiting. Let the others keep doubting. You're done with that. You've buried the old version. The man who worried. The man who hesitated. The man who apologized for his fire. He's gone. Now every step you take is done with command. Every breath is purpose. Every decision is power. And when life hits, because it will, you won't break. You'll respond. Like a man trained in silence. Like a fighter forged in repetition. Like someone who remembers who he is even when the world forgets. From this day forward, you walk different. You speak different. You rise different. Because now, you don't hope you're ready. You know you are. I don't return to weakness. I live in dominance. I walk as the man who already owns the outcome. So what now? Are you going to scroll back to your old self or step into the ring as the man you were meant to be?